Hi, I'm Marcie and I'm looking forward to working with you today. We'll be together for about 15 minutes. Today's video is going to focus on understanding why you're stuck and finding ways to get unstuck. By the end of our session today, you will have taken part in a technique that helps you understand why you're stuck. You will have an understanding of what you need to do to get unstuck, and you will have at least 2 action points that will help you get on your way to moving forward. The general busyness of our everyday lives can be really overwhelming, and sometimes it can be paralyzing to find ways to move forward and out of that overwhelm. We all have busy lives, and when we have decisions to make or things to achieve, we can become stuck in the mud of busyness and unable to lift our legs high enough to keep on walking. Often, when we find ourselves in these situations, several things can happen to us. We focus only on the difficult thing, or our mood becomes affected, and that in turn affects those around us. We can find ourselves stalling and being unable to move forward. We paint everything with the same dark, dismal brush, unable to distinguish between positive things and negative things. And we know, right, that this is not a great place for us to be. So what we're going to work on today is finding out what's causing that, what we can do differently, and how we can take charge and actions. So the first thing we can do is to figure out what's keeping us in that mud, what's keeping us in the overwhelmed place and stopping us from moving forward. When we've identified it, then we can deal with it. So activity 1 is called speed writing, and here's how we do it. You're going to set yourself a 5-minute window if this is the first time you've done speed writing. You can do longer if you prefer. I would say not to do more than 15 minutes. Concentrate on the decision you need to take or on the thing that is blocking you from moving forward. And write about what is stopping you. And don't stop writing for the whole of your time. Try and get to a place that really sits underneath your stuckness. It might sound catastrophic or melodramatic, but it will be that place that's driving your overwhelm. So get a pen and paper or open a new document on your computer and start writing or typing for 5 minutes. Off you go. Welcome back. How was that? What did you uncover? Did you manage to find out what was really bothering you? Now I want you to take that problem and that stuck place that you've identified, and for our next activity, we're going to externalize it. So, activity number 2. I want you to pretend that a friend or a colleague has told you that this is a problem that they have. So it's not your problem anymore. You're imagining it's a problem that somebody else who you know has. How would you go about advising them? What steps would you tell them to take? Welcome back. By taking the problem away from yourself and giving it to somebody else who you can advise, it becomes much easier to see an approach that you could take to deal with your problem. How are you doing so far? Still with me? Good. So the third and final activity of this session is about finding some actions from that advice that you've just given. So I want you to recall your situation that you feel stuck in. And then I want you to recall the advice you've just given to your friend or colleague. And now I want you to stand up, physically stand up please, and take a step to the right. And I want you to look back at where you were sitting with your problem. And I want you to take charge, and I want you to tell yourself 2 actions that you can take when this video has finished to address the situation that you're in. Off you go. Great. So, come back to your seat and write those 2 things down. Fantastic. So by now you should have 3 things. Number 1, your speed writing, which shows your stuck place. Number 2, your advice to your friend or your colleague. And number 3, some actions that you're going to take after you leave this session. Good luck. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you found it useful, and I look forward very much to working with you again.